Welcome to PLZ Soccer's fixture preview of the SPFL. Tam, you've got the pleasure of looking across to Peter today. Is that better or worse than Ruffy?
Worse.
Worse?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's amazing how somebody's just stealing the jobs. All the jobs, Tam, Kerry's in there now.
I've just moved right in. Yeah,
we're getting bombed out.
Right guys, let's look at the games this weekend. St Johnstone against Celtic. Peter, is Celtic in a bit of an injury crisis at the moment?
Well, they've lost the best player, no doubt about it, Callum McGregor. He's going to be out for a considerable time, and now people are going to realise how good a player he is. He makes Celtic tick in the middle of the park. So it's a body blow, but not a blow that will hamper getting 3 points against St Johnstone.
Well, St Johnstone, Tam, have only won 1 out of their last 4 home games. Would you be worried if you were Callum Davison with that stat?
No, I think they're doing okay this season. I think that they've picked up some good results, but I don't see them getting anything off of Celtic. I agree with Peter. If Callum McGregor is the first name in the team sheet every week, he is the beating heart of that team, and that's a hammer blow for Celtic. But I still think they've got enough quality to go up to McDermott Park and get 3 points.
Fair enough, right? Rangers and St Mirren. Is it going to be easy as what we think, Peter, for Rangers against St Mirren at Ibrox, considering St Mirren have already taken 3 points away from Celtic this season?
Well, St Mirren are great. I've actually watched them over the last couple of weeks, and they've been playing really good football. They've got a good defensive lineup. They like to play a certain way, and he sticks to it all the time. It's a 3-5-2, and he's got them all buying into the way he wants to play. 5 wins out of 6. Great performances by St Mirren. Rangers have to bounce back. That's the poorest I've seen them against Liverpool in front of the home crowd. They've got to step up to the plate. Nothing less than a win for them. And a few players that I think were so disappointing in midweek will have to do something for the fans to get behind them.
Well, I was going to say, you guys were there at Anfield against Liverpool. Was there a clear difference in quality, Tam, between the two sides?
Oh, massive. There's a huge gulf. But I don't think Rangers played particularly well. I don't think they were brave enough. I don't think they had any belief at all. I just think they turned up and thought, listen, if we keep it to 2 or 3 here, we're doing well. There was no energy or appetite to go forward. So, but I think they'll bounce back. St Mirren are on a great run, but I think Rangers get an early goal. They should win that game comfortably.
Well, something interesting that Stephen Robinson said today, Peter, was that he was going to try and recreate the atmosphere at Ibrox. The crowd's on top of you all the time, and he mentioned Mikel Arteta and how he tried to get Arsenal ready for Liverpool, but said his speakers weren't quite as good as what they have down in London.
Yeah, so listen, no matter what way a manager uses, whether it's what I call the Churchillian speech that tries to inspire players to put their head through a brick wall for you, I think Martin O'Neill used to have it in spades as well. Walter used to have it because he just have a word with the odd individual, make them feel 10 feet tall. If Stephen Robinson could come up with something with St Mirren players, let's see them produce it on the biggest stage at Ibrox.
Well, I actually had 2 managers play the Any Given Sunday,
yes,
Al Pacino. And we lost both games, so I wouldn't recommend I wouldn't recommend that
tactic then. Right, Livingston against Ross County. Would you say there's anything between the squads? You look at the quality they've got, not looking at results.
I've been disappointed in Ross County this season. I think that we all tipped them to be pushing for the top 6, but they've lost 2 of their best players. They've not replaced them. They're struggling to score goals. 5-0 during the week. It's a horrendous result for Malky, but I think they'll come back down. They'll try and bounce back from that. Livingston at home, horrible. You couldn't have picked a worse game for Ross County, and I think Livingston might nick that. And I think it'll be a dire game, but I think Livingston might just nick it 1-0.
Hard place to go, Peter. What do you think of that one?
Well, I like David Martindale. I like the way his team play. They play good football. They can mix it up as well, and I think they've got players that can score from middle to front. I can see them winning again. I don't know what it's. I think McGregor, the chairman, Roy McGregor, will actually give him money in the January window. He always does with his managers to try and bolster the squad and get them away from the bottom end in the relegation dogfight, but they're in it. And it's because of their form, and as Tam says, the 2 players that they lost in the summer. So I can see Livingston winning.
Well, just looking at Livingston's squad, then a good point that David Martindale made was when you're at the press conferences, you ask who's injured, who's going to be in for this weekend, and he says, I don't like telling people who's ready and who's available. Would you be the same, Tam? Not want to let the press.
Yeah, I've seen that press conference, and interesting. Yeah, I don't think I'd be giving too much away if I was
I can see why.
Particularly if it's your star player. You'd be trying to throw the other manager a dummy and say it was a sub or somebody that wasn't in the squad.
Exactly.
But if you're a good journalist, you just keep battering in him and saying, look, is he going to be available? You just keep going at it, Kerry. That's all I'm saying to you.
Tip from me there. Tam, Hibs against Motherwell. 3 games, 3 wins on the bounce for Hibs. Are you impressed with them so far?
Yeah, I've been. I think the expectations this season at Hibs were pretty low. I think that Lee Johnson coming in signed a load of players, but now you can see the strength and depth for Hibs. McManus come on at the weekend. Kevin Nisbet took part in training this week. He's on the way back. You've still got Aidan McGeady to come back. So Melkerson's back. He's got a huge squad there at Hibs, and he's got the hard part for him is going to be keeping everyone happy. You can only pick 17, 18 on a match day, and he's probably got about 23, 24 first team players there, so there's got to be a lot of players sitting in the stand. Easter Road.
Pierre, what do you reckon for that one?
I fancy Motherwell to get a point.
Really?
Because quite simply, Stephen Hamill has got them all playing the way he wants. He's got them all backing him. Louis Moult can't get in the team. Van Veen scored a hat-trick. They hammered Ross County. Nobody expected that, but you can see that they're all buying into what he's doing, and it's amazing when you've got somebody who understands the club, and he's a legend, and I think Motherwell are going to be in the top 6 this season because of him.
I think Hibs will win 2-1.
Do you think so? What's your score?
1-1.
One each. Right, Dundee United against Aberdeen. Dundee United can't buy one at the moment. Tam, what do you think against Aberdeen?
Don't see them getting
4 points they've got now.
Yep, don't see them getting into this game. I think that Aberdeen looks strong this season. 4,000 tickets have sold. That is a huge travelling support.
Yep.
They'll make a lot of noise there. Dundee United bang up against it. Conceding goals, not scoring goals. So I'd fancy Aberdeen strong in that game, actually. I think I've went for 2-1.
Yeah, I think Aberdeen are going to win it as well. Dundee United, with that huge wage bill, can't get any kind of response out of them. I think Liam Fox has got a difficult winter ahead.
Right then, lastly on the Sunday we've got Kelly against Hearts. Hearts obviously coming off the back end of 2 harsh defeats. Went down to 10 men in both games, Tam.
Yeah, Hearts, they can't keep 11 men in the park, and that's 2 games in a row.
Yep.
Totally outclassed, against Fiorentina.
What did you think last night?
Oh, it was men against boys. It really was. It was embarrassing at times, particularly the first half. Second half they came out and got a little bit more fight, but Fiorentina won in a canter, and 2 heavy defeats at home now, back to back. Go away to Kilmarnock. I think away from home is probably suit them. I think the supporters are starting to get in their back a wee bit. Kilmarnock, great result during the week.
Yep.
Difficult one to call this, but I think I've went for Kilmarnock just to win it 2-1.
Yeah, I've gone for a draw because I think Kelly are slowly but surely starting to respond. I think we're into the last days of Kyle Lafferty before he gets a long ban, but I think they might have enough just to get a point.
Would you be rubbing your hands together if you were Derek McManus? This is your chance to have a real go at Hearts here.
Well, you never know, because listen, you could fall for the old thing here of levels. Levels in Scottish football and levels in European football, and Hearts have been found out. Rangers and Celtic are struggling at times to try and get the result they're looking for, and that's just getting used to the levels in European football. Domestically, Hearts will finish 3rd. They should be able to get 3 points at Kelly, but I think the way things are going at the moment, I fancy Kelly to get a point.
Right, well that's us. Pleasure as always, guys. Join us next week. We'll have another round of Scottish fixtures to look ahead to, and we'll see you then.